make sure you're subscribed to JerCrispy.
Alright. What's up, y'all? Shows the most, does the most. JerCrispy? We're making that video. The biggest troll in music, 50 Cent. If you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media, it's gonna pop on the screen. What's going on with this video right here? Y'all already know we're on the road to the 5 to the 100. And let's get it. Let's get it. How was y'all day? My day was pretty good. Did plenty things today. If y'all want to see what I did paint something. Very much I did paint something of my works. I painted this. Y'all liked it? This is all my channels on here. The main channel, the gaming channel. Well, no, that's vlog. This is a vlog channel, and then I got the gaming channel. And I couldn't fit all the other channels on here that's gonna be on here, but yeah, I did that. I did this. I did this. So I made this today. It took me about an hour to do it. Only an hour to do this. Only an hour to do it. And then I did another one. With me and my cousin. Blueville, Baby, and BG Nigga. All of my cousins, bro. And yeah. I had another one. I would have did something else for that one too. But that's what I did today. Because I think my Wi-Fi was tripping for a little bit. And I said, oh, let me go ahead and just paint something. Because it been sitting there for a little minute. So yeah. I just wanted to show y'all that before the video. You know. I was just looking at it. It's like, damn, that looked pretty cool up there, you know.
50 Cent is quite possibly the most notorious troll in the music industry. He often comments on every and anything going on, which has of course led to dozens of beefs throughout his career, some of which are him trolling and goofing around, whereas others have led to people actually getting injured or even losing their lives. Nonetheless though, 50 makes sure his beefs are entertaining. So today we're going to be looking into the many beefs of 50 Cent, starting off with Diddy. Also, we're super close to 500k, so if you guys could just...
How you start off the back with that one, bro? He had plenty of other dudes beef, and you just started off with that one. Maddie, what you got going on, man?
Subscribe super quick. That'd be dope. I'd like to hit it by Christmas as like a little Christmas gift to myself, so I'd appreciate it. And yeah.
Hey, bro, if we hit 400 subscribers for Christmas, that would be my Christmas gift on some real stuff too. Hold on, if we hit 400 subscribers for Christmas, that would be my Christmas gift from y'all, bro. I would be like low-key happy, like not gonna hold you.
Recently, 50 Cent just released his 4-part documentary called Sean Combs' The Reckoning, a docuseries that was picked up by Netflix. So what could Diddy possibly have done to 50 that made him make a whole Netflix documentary? Well, their public relationship began back in the early 2000s when there were rumors swirling around that 50 ghost wrote for Diddy. Soon after that, they ended up working together on a posthumous Biggie song, and it seemed like they started to become friends. At one point, Diddy even presenting 50 with an award for Best Rap Video.
And the award for Best Rap Video goes to, come on, Playboy, 50 Cent.
But
this is before when Diddy was doing all that weird stuff, man. How do we start off the back with this one? I don't know. This should have been the last one. But you know.
Then things started to change soon after when Mace wanted out of his record deal with Diddy and 50 offered to pay the contract so that he could come to G Unit. Apparently Diddy was being unreasonable and the deal fell through. And in the moment things looked like they were fine. However, the beef rapidly escalated following this deal when 50 rapped a Diddy diss on G Unit radio. He said, "Who shot Biggie Smalls? We don't get him. They gonna kill us all. Man, Puffy know who hit that guy. Man, that guy's soft. He's scared of them boys on the west side that'll break him off. Dump on his ass so he run to Harlem to shake him off." This This was the first direct jab, which marks the beginning of the beef. Diddy's always denied having anything to do with Biggie's death, so that was quite the first punch to throw. However, in a crazy twist, even after the shots thrown by 50, the two collaborated a year later, with Diddy claiming that they were able to put their differences aside. And for years, this is how things remained, with the two being friends. That was until 50 went back to his old ways and started talking trash about Diddy during radio interviews. First in 2010, when 50 claimed Diddy wasn't an artist and accused him of cheapening Biggie's legacy for his own personal benefits. At one point even calling him a bitch. Diddy just shook off these comments, saying he took none of it personally. But then in 2014, 50 continued to double down, talking trash on Diddy's new music, business deals, and legacy as a whole, which prompted a few different online back and forths. Of course, again including 50's claims that Diddy killed Big. Then 50 resorted to one of his classic moves of posting Diddy in a homophobic meme, further pushing the narrative that Diddy is fruity, a claim that 50 has been using for years throughout the beef.
What he's doing, he says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity. You know what I'm saying? Like, he said something fabulous and he goes, yo, but me and you, we ain't party. Like, we need to party. What are you talking about? Yo, what is he talking about? That's going on.
Oh, God. There's always something with BFK, bro. BFCK, whatever their name is, bro. Don't care, bro. There's always something with them, bro. Gotta watch out for them guys, man.
I get a little uncomfortable. I get uncomfortable. Like he said something to me one time, a long time ago. At Chris Lighty's wedding, he told me he'd take me shopping.
Despite all of the gay accusations coming from 50, Diddy kept saying that,
man. Whoa. He said he's gonna ask him. That's back then, bro. But I would have said, hey, my homie, I'll buy you some shoes, man. You know, some real nigga shit. With your shoe size, like that. But one shopping spree, nah, bro. You supposed to take your girls. Girl, best friend, female best friend. Not no dude, man. Nah.
There's no beef. We're all good.
I asked 50 about that, and he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah. I thought he needed some clothes. What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why are you and 50?
Hey, yo.
Why y'all not?
Hey, yo, I don't have no beef with
I don't know why.
With Fifth. He loves me. When you really break it down, you've been out here a long time. You know he loves me.
I don't think he like you.
You know he loves me.
Oh.
It's like funny to me. I don't really take it personal. I know he has a different sense of humor, and he's just not in my life. We don't have to never cross paths, and I will never say nothing negative about him, you know, because that's just not me.
It feels like something must have happened, though, like that we just don't know about behind the scenes.
He loves me.
And part of me wonders if that's because Diddy thought maybe 50 had some dirt on him and he didn't want to push him to that point. 50 did take a break from the beef when Diddy's longtime on and off lover, Kim Porter, passed away, even offering condolences on Twitter. Then for years, it seemed like things were cooling down. However, after all the crazy Diddy allegations came out, everything changed. 50 first went at Diddy, stating the two could finally be friends if he sold him Revolt for the Low. Then 50 stepped things up to a completely new level, announcing that he would not only be creating a documentary about the accusations, but he would be the one executive producing it. And in an even wilder turn, Netflix decided to buy the documentary's streaming rights. In the aftermath of everything, 50 made sure to chime in every step of the way. He mentioned all the baby oil, he compared Diddy to Epstein, and of course proclaiming he was right all along about the fruity business. At one point, he even called Diddy the gay John Gotti. So the doc just dropped, and 50's been making fun of Diddy for so long, I'm sure the jokes won't stop anytime soon. And even though his beef with Diddy is extensive, his beef with DJ Khaled is even crazier. It all dates back to the mid to late 2000s.
Yo, what? Why do people be having beef with DJ Khaled? I mean, God, all he said, no, not gonna hold you, son. We gotta talk about this, bro. Hold on. Why every time it was like, I don't know what song it was. It was a Deshaun album. Every time he was trying to speak, I hurry up and go to another song, bro. Like, I don't even think that shit even never happened, bro. To be honest with you, saying young boy should have just dropped that by himself. Making a DJ Khaled just making it 10 times worse. The DJ Khaled is not even no rapper. He just one of those dudes that be trying to add ad-libs to them hoes. And that shit just be making it 10 times worse, bro. Please, my nigga. I would have seen they had like Chris Brown and motherfucking Justin Bieber on that mug. Yeah, that's understandable. And like Lil Wayne, but come on, my nigga. Don't do that. Especially that brother song where you and Post Malone and YB made that song. Don't ever do that again, bro. You need your ass whooped for that shit. Like, I'm just like, Bro, just stop. Cause he came at the end talking about you. He's a brother. He's more than that. Like, bro, we get it. We already saw after Young Boy and Post Malone talk about for my, and and like ain't that out, man? You ain't have to say nothing else. Let that bit just ease out. He wanted to say, yeah, I'm part of the song too.
Thousands when 50 was beefing with Fat Joe, who
It's all love. It's all love. No hate. All love.
with Ja Rule in another beef years earlier. We'll get into all that soon, don't worry. But for now, Khaled was associated with Fat Joe and Tony Yayo was
Yo,
associated
that DJ Khaled with the wig on? I know there ain't no DJ Khaled with the wig on,
Don't
huh?
worry. But for now, Khaled was associated
What's going on with DJ Khaled? He looking like Olive, the dude who said life goes on and 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 on. On and on and on and on and on and on and on.
with Fat Joe and
Y'all
Tony
know what I'm
Yayo
talking
was
about.
associated with 50. So while promoting his record, Yayo's people wanted him to link up with Khaled to play his track since Khaled was still mainly a radio DJ at the time. Yayo knew this might be a problem, but he still went anyways. In an interview with Drink Champs, Yayo described how as soon as he pulled up, he knew things weren't gonna go well.
Going there, I'm not gonna say who was there. Nigga was there, had the big hammer on him. Going there, you see the weights bulging. Oh boy, here we go. We wasn't traveling light. I'm not gonna say much, but we wasn't traveling light.
Still, he insisted on keeping things cordial, at least at that time.
You giving DJ Khaled a 5, and then what does he do?
DJ Khaled, look at my hand. DJ Khaled, get the fuck out of here. Nah, I can't believe it. So I'm like, yo, fuck you, Khaled. I swear to God. That sounds wild. You can ask him. That sounds wild.
Khaled did in fact later confirm this story's validity, and that's when things were just getting started. In the years following after this, DJ Khaled was indirectly pulled into the beef. However, at this point, most of the beef was behind the scenes. That was until Khaled made it public, when he released We Global, which had several features from other artists 50 was beefing with at the time. As a result, rumors started circulating in the industry that Khaled was anti-G-Unit. But at this point,
Rick Ross on there? Hold on. Go back. Kanye West, T-Pain. Yo, 50 Cent, you was beefing with T-Pain and Kanye West? Leroy? Yeah. How you beefing with these niggas? Man, hold on. Wait a minute, son. This should have been like a 30, 40-minute video. Kanye West, T-Pain? Man, Kanye and T-Pain gotta be the nice, chillest guy. On hands down on earth. Especially T-Pain. Boosie! Yeah. 50 Cent. Hold on. I know he was not beefing with Pills. Not 50. Nah. Not Akon. Yeah.
time. As a result, rumors started circulating in the industry that Khaled was anti-G-Unit, but at this point he hadn't directly dissed 50, at least yet, besides a couple of strays thrown in interviews.
Come on up. Why is this last? Why is the G-Unit 50 Cent record last? Come on.
I ain't gonna lie. This is a classic album.
Okay.
This is a classic album. But I'm just saying though, I represent love and unity.
Okay.
And I gotta represent that unity and love.
So it's not going in the back.
No, we the best.
But before Khaled even had a chance, 50 was the one to escalate things. In the rollout for his Before I Self-Destruct project, 50 randomly targeted Khaled with the release of a wild diss video called A Psychic Told Me.
I see him at the BET Awards. That's funny. Like, I remember seeing Khaled. I'm a fucked up nigga. You should do something to me.
I know where your mama house at. Now look, you can see. I know where your mama work at. Now look at sleep.
When asked about why he chose to escalate the beef, 50 said it's because a very disrespectful photoshopped image was posted of his son. This was on a website allegedly connected to Rick Ross, who also had a line of issues with 50. Since Ross was running with Khaled, and 50 apparently believed Khaled was waging an industry war against him, he deemed the video necessary. At one point, in response to people saying 50 went too far, 50 said, "How come everyone hears the shot, but nobody sees the slap that comes before the shot? You push, I punch, you stab, I shoot. Many fans even point to this as one of 50's most savage moments throughout his history of beefs. In a really funny twist, Khaled responded to this by saying, "I'm not gonna let him bait me." So he wasn't falling for the rage bait and he just never responded. Of course, this frustrated 50 even more, who clearly feeds off people getting upset at him. After this, 50 continued mocking Khaled in interviews and posting subliminal disses, but none of them really caught any attention, especially since Khaled would never give a response. For a few years, the beef fizzled out and almost looked entirely dead. In the meantime, Khaled's career exploded with We the Best and We the Best Forever, pushing him into the mainstream. Over time, they eventually began complimenting each other and getting friendly, and in 2025, it seemed like the beef was officially squashed when the two both attended baseball legend Reggie Jackson's celebrity golf tournament in Florida. While at the peak of his beef with Khaled, it did seem like things might get violent, this did end up being the case for his beef with Ja Rule. Ja Rule, like 50 Cent, has been a part of some pretty notorious beefs, but it's easy to argue that his biggest and most aggressive was with 50, since it almost got deadly on multiple occasions. At the time, 50 was running with his group G Unit, and Ja Rule was a rapper who was with Murder Inc. Ironically, the reason they even have beef in the first place is still debated. 50 said it started after Ja was robbed and Ja thought he saw 50 at the club hanging out with the culprit, but Ja denies this, instead saying that 50's upset because he got snubbed by Murder Inc. camp during a shoot for Ja's single Murder for Life. So basically it's a he said she said type of deal, and no one really knows why. After this, 50 dropped the first diss track against Ja and Murder Inc. called Your Life's on the Line. The song never mentioned him by name, and it was only a blip on the radar since right after this Ja dropped his debut studio album and it went platinum. However, the diss was enough because the two eventually got into a physical altercation in Atlanta. They were both booked to perform at a nightclub when an argument broke out. As a result, hands were thrown and chains were snatched, with one of 50's guys apparently grabbing Ja's pendant. According to 50, a deal was brokered for the pendant to be returned in exchange for a
Now everybody know. Never let a nigga snatch your chain. If you let a nigga snatch your chain, man, you're ashamed.
Movado watch, but Ja strongly denies this. This whole incident, of course, escalated the beef even more. And if you thought a fist fight was crazy, it got even worse. After it turned physical, things got much worse when the G Unit and Murder Inc. crews crossed paths at a hit factory in New York City. When Ja and his crew found out that 50 and his guys were there, they pulled up, resulting in another altercation where 50 actually got stabbed. This led to the arrest of Ja and Murder Inc. rapper Black Child, who took credit for the stabbing on record. Still, 50 and his guys later downplayed the attack in interviews. After this, 50 started blowing up much more in his own right, beginning to reach close to Ja's level. Although his name was still on the rise, his credibility took a minor hit. This came after rumors started by Murder Inc. co-founder Irv Gotti that 50 had signed an order of protection against him and Ja Rule in the aftermath of the brawl at the Hit Factory. 50 denied this, and it really didn't affect his rise too much, and it did turn out the rumors were kinda true since the NYPD issued the order on 50's behalf as a formality. After these claims by Irv, 50 dropped I Smell Pussy in response, which this time featured 50 calling out Ja Rule, Irv Gotti, Black Child, and Cadillac by name. After this diss song came out, an unknown gunman opened fire on the offices of Violator Records and Management, which handled the career of 50 Cent at the time. Then 50 dropped Back Down as part of his hit album Get Rich or Die Trying, which further applied even more pressure on Ja Rule and Murder Inc. The song called into question his authenticity and street credibility, which is kind of ironic following not just a stabbing but also a shooting. And what happened next is pretty much what killed Ja Rule's career. He clapped back with a diss record called Loose Change, where he took aim at 50 Cent and G Unit, as well as Eminem, Dr. Dre, Busta Rhymes, and Chris Lighty. He even threw a shot at M's daughter Haley, which was the catalyst for Eminem to jump into the beef. 1 week later came Hail Mary from Eminem, 50 Cent, and Busta Rhymes. This kind of started a whole big back and forth with diss songs left, right, and center, and then Ja Rule's first big L in the battle came when his whole album was pretty much dedicated to his beef with 50, and it flopped, which is in stark contrast to his previous projects, which went multi-platinum. For a few years, the beef cooled to just jabs online, with one notable one coming from 50 on Twitter after Ja was sentenced to 2 years in prison for tax evasion. And at one point, the Murder Inc. crew even admitted to taking the L.
Do you think, because you say now you could say, in hindsight, you could say, yes, we took an L there.
Yeah, we took an L, but listen, yeah, we took the L. We took the L, but you know what? People take L's. It's not the L, it's what you do, and if you keep swinging and keep fighting.
After a few years of not seeing each other, 50 and Jaws somehow ended up on the same flight in the same row with no problems coming from it. But then 50 performed I Smell Pussy at Hot 97's annual Summer Jam concert in 2014, and Ja responded on Twitter. And later that year, he resorted to accusing 50 of helping the feds in taking down Murder Inc. For years, the beef continued to be tweets and jabs on interviews until the iconic story of 50 allegedly buying 200 tickets to a Ja Rule concert, with 50's whole goal of doing this to make it look like the front row and everything was empty and no one showed up to the show. This was pretty viral online. The beef has continued and pretty much remained online, with 50 claiming it'll only ever end when one of the two rappers dies, making this probably one of the longest and wildest beefs in rap history. And while 50 and Ja's run-ins got violent, Rick Ross and 50's didn't, yet somehow
I thought he some petty shit. Buy all his tickets and shit and just let him be there and just sitting there. Yo, 50, hey. You that nigga, though. I give you that. You that nigga.
Now it still feels like things turned out even worse for Ricky Rose. Before the beef started, 50 Cent was actually pretty complimentary of Rick Ross, specifically on his #1 album Trilla back in 2008. But 50 also warned Rick to not stand too close to Fat Joe, claiming a friend of my enemy is my enemy. And things developed further when at the 2008 BET Awards, Rick claimed that 50 gave him a bad look, which 50 denies, saying he doesn't even remember Rick being at the show. And it's pretty crazy to think about, but one bad alleged look is what started their whole beef. In 2009, things escalated a bit when Rick's song Mafia Music leaked, which included a personal diss on 50. In response, 50 ramped up, dropping his own diss track titled Officer.
Bro, y'all leaking shit back in the 2009? I thought it was only like 2016 and to above people was leaking stuff. They was leaking stuff back in the day too. That's crazy.
Ricky, go ahead, try me. This amplified the leaks from the year before that Rick Ross worked 18 months as a correctional officer. Rick said on interviews he thought the song was weak and he challenged 50 to go harder. So 50 did just that and posted a video titled Warning Shot. In the post, 50 spoke on how he doesn't remember seeing Rick at the BET Awards and how he accepts the beef. 50 also acknowledged that Rick might just be doing this for publicity, but that either way he chose the wrong guy.
The company, the system might actually feel like it's a good idea for the moment, until they realize that I won't stop. There's nobody in control of me. Like, I do what I want to do. So I'm deciding to fuck your life up. Rick, bro, I'm gonna fuck your life up. For fun.
To kick things off, 50 Cent started posting his iconic series called Officer Ricky, which to this day is probably one of the most creative trolls he's ever pulled off.
Officer Ricky? Damn, Rick. Why you got me up in this motherfucker, man? Is it because I said you and your mama look like the Clumps? Well, y'all is some ugly motherfuckers. Or is it because I said your baby mama's a call girl? Well, Brooke is a call girl. God damn it, nigga, get me up out of here. Officer Ricky? God damn it, you ain't even showed me a badge before we start shooting. You have to identify yourself as a police officer. I need legal representation.
Bro, who did this? This was low-key funny, bro. Officer Ricky!
A few days after the release of Warning Shot and the first episode of Officer Ricky, 50 doubled down more, this time releasing an interview with Tia, the mother of Rick's son. But in the first half of the interview, Tia continues to expose Rick's fraudulent lifestyle and pretty much attacks his character. In the second half of the interview, 50 took her on a shopping spree, which is crazy.
Nah! Yo, 50 Cent, hold on, wait a minute, son. Yo, hey. Taking one of his girls and talking about he's a fraud on, and then took her on to a shopping spree. Oh yeah, it's over. And he probably that same night.
Are being leased. You don't know where the money came from to put a down payment on a $1 million home.
In response to all of 50's attacks, Rick dropped another diss track called Kiss My Ring Finger Curly, referencing a website he was connected to that uploaded a photo of 50's son's face on a monkey's body, which was a trend in the beef. Then 50 clapped back with his second episode of Officer Ricky just 1 week after the first one.
Yes,
Spit something for me.
Started with a nick, then I seen 100 bricks. Started on the corner, now nigga 106.
Yo, that's hot. That's hot. What's the name of that? Boss. That was hot. That was fire right there.
Yes.
Keep in mind, a lot of this stuff is happening day after day, so the beef was escalating fast. But somehow 50 was keeping up, coming out with a video after video.
Officer motherfucking Ricky, nigga, when I catch you, I'ma cut you, nigga.
And when you beef with 50, you beef with the entire G unit. So as a result, Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks joined the battle with their diss song, I'll Be the Shooter. Rick then clapped back with his own animation titled Gay Unit Workouts. On top of the crazy video, Rick also dropped another diss track, which was one of many in the back and forth spree. But then 50 decided to take it up a notch. This time he teased the release of a sex tape featuring Rick's baby mama, which he purchased from the woman's former
This nigga did what? Purchase. So Rick Ross, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Sam. Wait a minute, Rick Ross. You don't tell me now. You don't tell me this, man. You was that devastated that you lucky I burped, bro. You lucky I burped. Rick Ross, you know you wrong. And stuff like that. Hey, but come on now. If you know your girl is that popular in the industry, bro, of P-Hub, bro, come on now, bro. Chill out.
boyfriend. And 50 kept his promise, releasing the 13-minute video with his own voiceover, not only attacking Ross, but also demeaning and degrading his ex. In response to this, Rick teamed up on a diss track in an Avengers-like fashion with Fat Joe, Ja Rule, and The Game, all enemies of 50. Then 50 released Tia's tell-all book surrounding her life and relationship with Rick Ross, titled Diary Deeper Than Rap: Clarity, Truth, and Exposure.
Wait, that's old girl with it. Hold on, wait a minute. That ain't the same chick from earlier, huh? Nah, bruh. You can't tell me that, huh?
Also dropped another diss track, which was one of many in the back and forth spree. But then 50 decided to take it up a notch. This time he teased the release of a sex tape featuring Rick's baby mama, which
nah, bro. You know what?
Avengers-like fashion with Fat Joe, Ja Rule, and The Game, all enemies of 50. Then 50 released Tia's tell-all book surrounding her life and relationship with Rick Ross, titled Diary Deeper Than Rap: Clarity, Truth, and Exposure. And then 50 went even further, taking Tia and Rick's son over to Floyd Mayweather's mansion on a bit of a field trip.
So that's not what you said? It's not. No, that's not one of your dad. You might tell you that. I know. It's necessary though. Give me my money, you little traitor. I thought you was down with me. He got more because we in the house. He taught you to say that. Sup?
That's his daughter? Nah, kissing the forehead and Rick Ross ain't do nothing? Yo, Rick Ross, your bitch made, nigga.
So we gonna tell you. This is 50.com.
It ain't nothing.
It ain't nothing.
50 is just so crazy, dude. I can't. I would hate to get in beef with this guy. Of course, though, you can't release someone's sex tape without their permission, so 50 got sued for that. Over time, things started to cool down, and karma eventually got 50 when the lawsuit went through and he was ordered to pay millions. He tried to tell Rick that he actually should pay it, but that obviously didn't happen. And to this day, they still go at one another online. So while Rick and 50 were never really that close, 50 and Floyd Mayweather actually started out as friends. Their relationship has been full of ups and downs for years, with many fans remembering early on how 50 walked Floyd to the ring when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, a win which catapulted him into elite territory. They were friends for years and even launched a film company together. Whether it was on magazine covers, walkouts, or commercials, the two were always with each other. When Floyd was released from a 2-month stint in prison due to a domestic violence case, 50 was there to pick him up, and they even announced their own boxing promotion company called the Money Team. However, a few months later in 2012, the first rift in their friendship appeared. On a talk show, despite insisting insisting that he and Floyd are always going to be cool, 50 mentioned how he hadn't hung out with the champ in a while. In a sudden turn of events, 50 then announced he was going in on a boxing promotion with Manny Pacquiao, who was one of Floyd's biggest rivals. This is when things developed more. Then Floyd took to Twitter saying, "A male boxing groupie, hold my belts because your album sales have declined." And 50 clapped back, referencing Floyd's history of domestic violence, and poked fun at his alleged rap aspirations. And this is when the beef was made official. 50 tried claiming it was a publicity stunt, but that wasn't the case, and someone even put up $5 million for them to box. After this, Floyd even had Rick Ross walk out with him in 2014. Around this time, another iconic 50 Cent moment happened.
Woke up, I look at the computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what'd he say fuck me for? Nelly fucked your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fucking fiance. Say fuck that nigga. This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000
That dude's stupid, bro.
whatever charitable organization you want to. Fuck the bucket of ice, man. I had a phone call from my man Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy said if Floyd accepts the challenge, that he'll put it on the actual show, so you can read it on the show. We don't want to put pressure on you. We know you can't pronounce those words in that Harry Potter book, so we're gonna let you read Cat in the Hat.
The clip instantly went viral, getting viewed millions of times across multiple social media platforms. Floyd obviously declined and posted this instead. In the midst of all this beef, 50 still maintained that him and Floyd's relationship was like brothers, so it was more of them just messing around than real beef. Then they became friends again, and then a few years later they had more problems. This is because Floyd booked a lady at his strip club who at the time had recently sued 50 for alleged revenge porn. Following this, the two took shots at each other on IG, going after strained family relationships, career fall-offs, domestic abuse cases, and of course reading problems. Things escalated further when 50 accused Floyd of sleeping with the late rapper Earl Hayes' wife, Stephanie Mosley, which actually in a very
50, shit, if I was 50 now, I'd do it again. Straight put my face in it and be like, hey,
dark turn led to Hayes taking his own life and his wife.
Whoa!
And then 50 shared a police report by Floyd's son, which detailed Floyd's domestic abuse. So while 50 still was claiming they were brothers, it didn't really seem that way. And to this day, like most of his beefs, they are still making little shots at each other online. However, ironically, Floyd Mayweather wasn't the only fighter that 50 had beef with, because he also had beef with Conor McGregor. In August 2017, the UFC icon squared off.
Conor McGregor, you gotta watch out for that guy. For some reason, you just gotta watch out for that guy.
Off against Floyd Mayweather in one of the biggest fights of all time. During their 4-city press tour run, Conor attempted to draw attention to the fight by using Floyd's long-time on and off friendship with 50. This direct jab prompted 50 to launch a full-scale social media attack, which went on for years, especially with the memes soon after the fight where Conor lost by knockout. In response, Conor accused 50 of being on roids, specifically saying he needs a bra and then called him old. By 2019, Conor was so tired of 50's relentless memes that he wanted to settle their issues the old-fashioned way. When asked who he'd like to step into the octagon with, Conor said, "I'd have to probably say 50 Cent. I'd like to fight him." He continued, "Throughout the course of the Floyd Mayweather buildup, I used him as a tool, a promotional tool on the free also. I knew he was linked to Floyd, so I tied him in also. And he responded big time and capitalized on that audience, so I was very thankful. But then after that, he began a little tirade against me on social media, particularly Instagram, where he'd make these memes about me constantly. Every time I'd go onto the internet, I'd see 50 Cent had posted up some new stupid meme, and I wrote on one of the memes, 'Old man on the internet making memes,' and then he blocked me. So I'd like to have a knockoff with 50. So if you're listening, 50, let's get it going." So clearly the memes had gotten to him. The beef went silent for a while until about 5 years later they were seen hugging and partying in one of Conor's bars, so in a rare situation for 50, it seemed like they ended up being buds. However, as crazy as things may have been with Conor, at least none of it ever led to a shootout like it did with 50 Cent in the game. The game was actually a part of G-Unit, so in 2004 when tensions started...
Yo, what are these back a day ass fucking names? Oh yeah, we got the game coming to the stage. What? Man, who is that weak ass nigga?
The rising between him and 50, it was a little surprising. When their relationship began, they were both big names. So Dr. Dre and Interscope CEO Jimmy Iovine decided to have Game join G-Unit, and they marketed him as a loyal member of 50 Cent's camp. From there, 50 was brought in to work on the Game's debut album, which began some friction. Since 50 helped on the project, the buzz for it was pretty significant. When released in 2005, his album The Documentary debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, selling 586,000 copies first week. 50 even appeared on some of the tracks. At the time, it seemed like the perfect union, but just a month later, things came crashing down. For months, issues were growing since Game had some prior loyalty to Terror Squad, Fat Joe, and others, which 50 had some pretty big beefs with. Throughout it all, though, the Game mentioned that he wanted to stay out of it. Then when the Game told Hot 97 that he was going to do a song with 50's rival Nas, things went south. A few days later, 50 showed up to Hot 97 ready to start a war. Accompanied by Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks, 50 kicked Game out of G-Unit live on air, telling Funkmaster Flex that he felt the Game was disloyal. But 50 didn't stop there. He also insisted that Interscope had been planning on cutting him anyway, and the only reason they didn't was because he helped on Game's album. In retaliation for 50's comments, the Game and his
Nah, I can't, bro. I can't take that shit serious, son. That nigga name and what I just said, son, that shit too. That gotta be the most top 5 funniest thing I ever said, and just came up out the spot, bro. Hands down, that have to be the most funniest stuff.
crew showed up at Hot 97 while G-Unit was still on the air, and after they weren't allowed into the building, his associates got into a shootout outside of the radio station, which left one man injured. Back inside, Flex's show was audibly interrupted, and his interview with 50 ended abruptly.
Enough's enough? It's Hot 97, Funk Flex. We focus.
Flex, sorry about that.
Hey, it's okay, fellas. Hey, it's all great.
So the beef got pretty intense pretty quick, and somehow they were able to squash it quite soon after. Then, 2 months after squashing it though, of course it was reignited when Game started a GU Not campaign at Summer Jam and also dropped the first diss. This was his impressive track titled 300 Bars and Runnin', which was dropped in an attempt to end 50's career with an unending 14-minute verse full of quotable moments, including, "You sell records, but a GU
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. If a dude ever, if I ever beef with somebody and they just start hitting some freaking 14 song, hey, y'all don't even go listen to that, son. Y'all gonna be in that mug like, bro, what part we still on? We 7 minutes deep into this, man. Come on.
Acting big on the radio, to me you not. You can ask Mr. C who hot. Tony Yayo, I bet 10 G's you flop. Run up on that new 300C you got. In the next half of 2005, Game dropped 2 more tapes aimed at 50 and G-Unit, which received a few responses, like on the diss track Not Rich, Still Lying. On top of this, he released some.
Alright, I'm done with this. After I just saw that just pissed me off, bro. Anyway, so y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Love y'all to the bottom of my heart. And y'all already know we're on the road to 5 to the 100. I'ma see y'all in the next video. 5 to the 100. And I'm out. Yeah.